Yes, guys, you're now locked in with me, Eldris Tiller.
And your boy, Mason Fox.
And yo, we had a week off. I'm so happy to be back right now, you know.
Yeah, me too, you know. I think it was obviously don't like to take any kind of like weeks off or anything like that.
No.
But especially while we're in the midst of all the football and all that kind of stuff.
Especially, bro, there's so much football going on now as well.
Yeah.
And obviously, what did we miss in that week off? We missed the Ballon d'Or.
We did.
And who won? Who won the Ballon d'Or?
I think we all know who won the Ballon d'Or. It was
Did he deserve it though?
It was the people's favourite, Ruben Dembele.
I don't like this, you know. So this year they decided, okay, cool, we're gonna change it and make it to a point where it's just no one knows until the night.
Yeah,
I thought it's always been like that.
It was always supposed to be that, but I think like there's always too many leaks and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So how did they manage to keep it like not leaked this time?
I think is it because it was a kind of, is it a sense of because
it's not Messi or Ronaldo no more?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because not saying no one really cares, but is it because of the fact that it's not the same people that we've had for so many years?
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm starting to think now. Yeah, I think what we're gonna start noticing is if a Real Madrid player is gonna win, the Real Madrid players will be there. Does that make sense? Because the last 2 years now, when they got told, none of your guys win anything, they've just not been there.
It definitely seems odd, but I feel like there was a lot of when he was announcing they put on the night or whatever. I feel like if there's going to be a case of that, then you shouldn't put any kind of live competitive fixtures on that day. Just to kind of, if you want to keep it a little bit more secretive.
Yeah,
and I think when they done it this year, you had there was a lot of like cup games and stuff for like the
PSG
English league.
Marseille that day.
That's what I mean. But PSG were playing Marseille, so like I say, if you've got all these players that are going to be in for Ballon d'Or and you want them to be at the ceremony to make it a big thing, don't have any fixture on that day. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Because we've seen Dembele won it. Obviously, he's injured, but the difference is if he wasn't injured and, like I say, he was going to win, as he did, you wouldn't have a game on with that team playing, because the whole point of it is them to be there and accept the award.
They lost that game as well. And then just went.
Yeah, but it's what I mean. Is this not the biggest individual award you can win in football?
I think this is like the award where if you win it, you are crowned the best player.
That's what I'm saying. So if that's the case, then why should everyone in football not be able to kind of
day off.
have a day off and be able to accept and understand? I think that, I don't know if you agree with me, but would that not bring a bit more honour and prestige to the award of winning the Ballon d'Or? Because if you can just say, you're going to win it and we've got a game, you don't have to turn up and all that, then what's the point?
And actually, I do get you. I do get where you're coming from. But like, at the same time as well, like, I think the Ballon d'Or may have lost its credibility a couple of years ago. Towards the end of the Ronaldo-Messi era, I feel like there has been a few players that's been robbed of Ballon d'Or throughout the years.
Oh, 100%, I agree.
Who'd you say like has been robbed? Who's the biggest robbery in the modern era of the Ballon d'Or? If you got that football knowledge.
Oh, what for me?
Yeah, there's one or two answers, you know, that I'm actually hoping for.
For me, biggest robberies of
just the Ballon d'Or. What player do you think? You know what? You should have won it this year.
It's tough, you know, because like I said, we've got especially more like for both of us a little bit where we've just come from an era we've always kind of just expected it to be like Ronaldo, Messi, back and forth.
But I feel like even them years when Ronaldo and Messi were winning it, you kind of knew which one was gonna get it. Who was gonna get it more.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? You kind of knew who the cup was leading towards. Yeah. But obviously, when I'm saying biggest robbery, I think there was one.
Sneijder
got robbed. Wesley Sneijder was probably one of the biggest robberies in modern Ballon d'Or history. He got robbed by Messi.
I remember that. Yeah, I do remember that one.
2010, he got robbed. I think to be fair, 2009. I think 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
I say 2010 because obviously the World Cup as well. That was World Cup year, and you know how they do the calendar year.
Yeah.
I think in that 2010, he's won a treble with Inter Milan.
Yeah.
So for you guys that don't know what a treble is, it's just, you know, you win your domestic cups, you win your League Cup, and you win, European Cup, which they won the Champions League with Mourinho.
Yeah.
And then he's got to the finals of the World Cup. Messi didn't win anything that year, actually. Didn't win nothing that year.
Not that when you think about it,
yeah, he didn't win anything, and he still got the Ballon d'Or over Schneider. I think that was the only year that Ronaldo didn't even finish in top 4, top 5.
Yeah.
And you know how it went after that. They just dominated throughout the years. But I feel like if you finished third in the Ballon d'Or, I think you kind of won the Ballon d'Or. Between 2009 and 2018, 2019,
yeah,
if you finished third, you basically won.
It's always mad because you always feel like when they're kind of like, predicting like, who's going to win it and stuff, you kind of go off like the competitions that the winning and stuff. So you look at like, say, if, like your Premier League, or they won the Premier League, what else have they won? But it kind of feels like sometimes where they base it off, if you win the Champions League, you're basically guaranteed to win it. But then there'll be some years people win the Champions League and don't win it, but then they'll be like, oh no, it's not about that. Then they'll be like,
they chop and change it all the time.
Yeah, but what's the European competitions you've won? So I think,
and that's how, Sadio Mane and Salah, they've been. I don't even like Liverpool, but they've been robbed. I feel like Salah should have been having it. He should have had a Ballon d'Or already.
I hate to say it, but yeah,
he should.
Probably, 100%. And I feel like he has been robbed of something. I think more when like that. Well, again, it's tough because.
What more do you want him to do, though? What more do you want him to do?
No, I think it's more like, I think when you're kind of saying when they've when he probably have looked to kind of deserve one. I think it's that one where they might have won the league, but then not won the Champions League.
Yeah.
But if they kind of did win the Champions League, that does give them that edge. I think that's what it is.
And they won the Champions League with Salah, and he had a great season that year as well.
Yeah. What year was that again?
This was 21. When they won the Champions League, did they win it just after COVID?
Because I was going to say there was a year in 2020 where there was no Ballon d'Or winner, and I was going to say
that was Lewandowski's year.
My next question was going to be if there was someone from that year that you thought
Lewandowski should have won. That was Lewandowski's. Even Messi said, Messi won it in 2021.
I was going to say if there was someone from that year that you could pick to win the Ballon d'Or from that year, from the COVID year, who would have been? Was that the year when he scored was it 50 something goals?
And they won the Champions League that year.
And Bayern Munich won the Champions League.
Yeah, they beat PSG. If I'm honest,
and that's the year where I think if you ask me what was one that was probably the biggest robber, that for me would be that one.
Yeah,
he didn't get robbed because someone else won it. He just got robbed because
they're just like,
there was no awards. Well, I feel like they should have done like a backwards, kind of.
It was one of them ones where it was like, you should have done it. I feel like they made that mistake in not doing it.
Yeah. Because you've robbed someone of it.
You literally, come on, people are still playing football, and at that time as well, we were going through a terrible time. You don't know, this could actually pick people up, this is a...
Because they had a lot that obviously behind closed door stuff. Obviously, most of the stuff for that year would have been played the year kind of leading up to COVID, so it wouldn't have always been just because of COVID. It would have been the stuff that done
and
to that.
Even with that being said as well, and it's like, I feel like if he won as well, just think about what that does to a nation like Poland.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
You know what I mean? Who's not really seeing a great player like him in years. Do you know what I mean?
Probably never had a player that's ever won the Ballon d'Or.
I don't think they even had a player better than Lewandowski. I think Lewandowski is probably the best Polish player ever. Probably the best.
And it might be for a hell of a while.
There you go. And the only person that comes close is probably Blazowski.
And he was only good on FIFA. Ultimate Team, and that's it.
You know what? Yeah, FIFA sells dreams of how
it does, bro.
Good or bad players are, because Ibarbo is the absolute bag of wank in real life, bro. But on FIFA, he is amazing. Yeah.
But FIFA gets you looking at all these players that, like I say, they've got all these really good stats. So you go, this player must be really good, because a lot of people are like you realistically, if you play in FIFA, you must know football.
Yeah,
you've got to be
something.
You've got to be like that kind of. But also, you kind of look at all these mad players that are kind of
Doumbia. He's a bag of oh my god. Because I'm looking at these guys here, and I'm like, if they got such sick cards, what are they doing over in Russia?
Yeah.
They should be here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, FIFA sold the dream them years, bro.
Oh, 100%, bro.
Even with the new EAFC, I think that's what I want to call it now. Casemiro's got 36 pace.
It's about right for me, yeah.
But what do you actually do with 36 pace?
I think it's mad.
That's not even running. That's just
no. I think they do so much now with a different side of pace thing, because I think you'll agree. Like when you used to play FIFA back in the day, you used to have a a 90-odd pace player.
Yeah.
You used to be able to just run past players and you'll be able to catch them. Now they've done the pace differently where you could be so basically how I see it is a 70, let's say a 75 pace defender.
Yeah.
Because they're a defender.
Recovery.
No, that matches a 90-odd pace attacker for some reason. I don't know why.
What matches them if they have the ball.
Yeah, 100%. So different
Yeah.
if you've got the ball and
you're
off
good
the ball.
dribbler.
Yeah, but I think it's mad because the whole point of them being fast is because that's an advantage.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? No, it's baffling. Touching back on the Ballon d'Or stuff, there is, I know everyone had a lot of controversy with the Rodri one. I wanted to get your kind of opinion on that.
I don't think he should have won it.
Who would have been your?
It should have been Vinicius.
Okay.
Apparently, from what I'm hearing, is he didn't get it because of fair play. They did bring out a FAQ this year.
Okay.
On like 3 categories on what takes a player to win it, and fair play was one of it in terms of like sportsmanship. Apparently, Vinicius has a lack of sportsmanship.
Oh, I can 100% see that.
I understand that, but to completely just wipe him of a Ballon d'Or. There's not been a Brazilian Ballon d'Or winner in years.
Yeah,
they robbed Neymar already.
Because is it from what I'm gathering, is it they give it Rodri based on the fact that they won the Euros, but when you look at what Vinicius done in regards to winning the Champions League, the league, they won
they didn't win the league that year.
They won the league that year.
Nah,
it was 20. It was 24. I'm pretty sure it was that year because it was.
So they won the domestic cup. They won 3 cups that year. They won the Champions League, domestic cup.
Yeah.
And they might have won. I don't think they won their own league. I think Barcelona won their own league because Javi was there.
Okay.
I think Don't quote me on that one. It's a late just so you guys listening in. We are doing a late night recording session today.
Yeah, we're just kind of like we literally set up a new
got a new setup.
New setup pretty much. So we're just kind of testing it out. But this is our kind of run at that, I guess. But this is why we've kind of been away a little bit. Just trying to. We want to be able to give you guys the content that we want to be able to give you, but we don't want to be restricted to when we can and can't record kind of thing. So we've set up our own thing, which gives a bit more freedom. Yeah, man. To record.
We've got our drinks here. We're ready.
We've got our drinks. We're ready to go. we're here. We're trying to spit some facts, I guess.
Yeah, we've got facts here, but the facts will come in soon. We've got a little drink in our system.
Yeah.
Drink responsibly.
Always.
Yeah. We've got to plug that. But nah, literally, back to what I was saying. Yeah, Rodri, it's a tough one though. I say, obviously, it's good that Rodri won it because it's bringing the credibility back to the Premier League, because I don't think we had a Premier League winner since Ronaldo.
No, we've not. So I think that's why it was so controversial, and obviously, especially me personally, United fan, you don't ever want to see a
I don't want to see a City player win it.
No, I don't know.
But if there was going to be a City player that won it, they probably should have gave it to Haaland.
No, I do see why.
No, I don't see that.
I do see why Rodri would have kind of. I do see why he did win it.
Yeah. I think it's tough because it was a trouble season, right? No, it wasn't even a trouble season.
That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure it was the
year after.
That's why I'm trying to work out how they kind of score it, because I'm pretty sure
So I'm guessing they won the Premier League. They won the Euros.
They won the Euros, so I think that's why he's got it. Yeah, because Spain obviously beat England. Is it England in the final? It was.
So they would have won the Euros. They would have won. They would have won the Premier League.
Yeah, but I think that's point
fair play as well.
That's what I'm trying to work out. If
the thing is, he was a key player as well, though. He was a key player.
He was until he got injured. That was
afterwards as well. But obviously, you got deep as well. Haaland won a treble that year.
Yeah,
Erling Haaland won a treble. He broke the Premier League. He didn't even break, but he
that's
smashed
why I'm
the
kind of
League.
working. If it was that same season.
No. So the Haaland one was 22 season, 22, 23.
Yeah,
that was the Haaland one where Messi won it.
Yeah, but I think because
Messi won the World Cup.
That's why
they rode. No, but that World Cup, they rode that World Cup for a long time.
Yeah,
like I think they still put Emi Martinez as one of the best goalkeepers because of his World Cup trades.
Yeah,
and
I can see why they got a lot of fucking praise out because I don't remember when we were working together at the time.
Yeah, we were working together. Well, that game was amazing.
And when we were watching it, and we were going through because we worked the whole World Cup stuff together, and we kept like going like, oh yeah, Argentina. I'm pretty sure what they did. They lost the first game or drew the second, or it was drew the first, lost the second. It was one of them two.
They lost the first game against Saudi Arabia.
And they were on the verge of going out.
And then they won. No, there wasn't on the verge of going out because they lost that game and then won the rest. You see, with the World Cup here, and obviously the World Cup's coming up next season, so this is the World Cup season for everyone as well.
Yeah.
The way I see the World Cup here, if you play for your country, and obviously I might just be sounding very naive here when I say this, but you just think yourself personally, if you can get through 7 games, you've won. It's not a lot. It's not a lot if you think about it in the grand scheme of things.
No.
But 7 games is not a lot for football players.
It's not.
That's how many games you play.
Yeah.
If you can get through 7 games, if you have the mentality, I just need to win 7 games.
I think the big thing about that is when you look back on it, I think it's more
who you play.
Not even just that. I think like you do get a lot of luck when I think you've seen England recently in the big tournaments, and you've got the luck of the draw where it kind of it does fall your way a little bit, but also I think it's a lot of it's very tough in the sense of you don't get to train week in, week out with this team when you come into these big tournaments. You basically you fly in a month before the tournament starts.
Yeah, just get
That's
in.
how you get. But even before that, you're playing your club football, and then you get 1 week in between your club football to play your qualifiers with players that you don't normally. You don't normally.
Because there's chops and changes every time.
You don't normally. You just don't play with these players every week in, week out, because it's not club football, it's international. So you play with and it's mad because you're expected to, because it's your national team, you've got all the best players from your nationality all in one team, and everyone just expects it to work. And that's why I think a lot of it...
the golden age of England didn't work.
That's what I mean. Imagine, that's what I mean. So you look back at that when you think about, you look at England's team on paper years ago.
But Mace, I've seen so many podcasts that these England players have gone on, and they all say the same thing. Yeah, it was our fault that we didn't work. Yeah, they took.
No, of course it was. Yeah, because I think they thought they were just going to because we're the best players in England. I think they just thought that they were just going to go onto that pitch and they were just going to dominate and beat everyone. That's not how it works.
Well, from what I've heard, anyways, from obviously the legends themselves, it was more of a I play for Chelsea. I'm going to chill in the corner with the Chelsea guys. United players chilled with United guys, and then everyone who wasn't, you were just there, just chilled. Everyone was separated.
Yeah, but that's not what it should be, because you're there to play a team game for your country, where it shouldn't be that way, which is why I've always said, even from the past and stuff, that's why I don't think it has worked previously, when, like I say, you've looked at the England teams in the past where they used to have Gerrard and Lampard and Scholes and Rooney and then all these players.
Even
and it never worked.
Even when you're saying names like that, I'm thinking, that's a cold team, bro. It's
a cold team, but when you look at that team, they didn't win any major tournaments.
Not even got to a final.
And that's why you've got to look at it and be like, that's why it's baffling, because like I said,
it's sad though, isn't it? No, I'm not English, by the way. I'm Irish. So
no, of course, but if you look at building your, say, like we've done in the past, where you're building your Premier League 11s, or you're doing your best all-time thing, is half of them players that were probably in the England team would be on your
of course
on your all-time 11. So that's why it's always been baffling why it never worked, and then they could never win a major tournament, because that, like I say, that it was our golden age. It probably was. I don't feel like the players, now that we've got to these finals the past few years, I don't think them teams have been anywhere near as good enough on paper to the teams that we've had in the past. Maybe,
but I think this time around we got that togetherness.
Maybe is that the way forward? You don't go. I think what it is in the past is they've always gone off player names like you would, rather than now when you're picking your teams, you go off who's actually playing the best football. And I think that probably is the best way to go. If you're not playing for your club or your country, why should you get picked? Why should you get picked?
You can say the same about Jordan Henderson. I don't know why he's still in the England team. Maybe it's just good to be in the dressing room.
He might be a good dressing room player. Thing is, though, you can kind of see, I'm not against why he would be in the England squad, because how I look at it is he's playing week in, week out. It's not like you go and picking someone like, say, before this year.
You got to put a name to this. Go on. You got
No,
to put a
but
name
before this year, like I say, you used to see players like obviously your Grealishes and your Rashfords and your Sterlings, that they weren't playing week in, week out for their club teams.
Hold on. I'm not gonna let the Sterling slander go in there.
No, but they were getting picked for the country. Yeah. They weren't playing week in, week out for the clubs. But you'd see a lot of players that were playing, like say, playing week in, week out for the clubs. They were doing really well, and I like watching obviously international football because I like getting behind all forms of our football. But it's annoying when you're seeing all these players and players that are doing really well in the Premier League. You're like, why are they not getting picked? Why are they not in the squad? But you're seeing the same names all the time being picked. Going, they're not even playing. They're not even playing at the minute. So why are we playing players that aren't even being picked for their clubs? Why are we picking them for the country? It doesn't make any sense to me.
But I think obviously this World Cup year now as well, I think we might see a big difference. I feel like this is going to be a really good World Cup, you know.
Well, it's a massive year for a lot of players. That's why you've seen a lot of players now.
Like Jack Grealish.
Playing out the players that I've mentioned. Grealishes, your Rashfords, fucking hell,
Rashford's been playing well as well. Like, he's playing very well.
That's what I'm saying, no, but these are players that if you would look at it, let's say this time last year for when you're doing the qualifiers and stuff, Rashford wasn't getting picked because he wasn't in the United squad, or he wasn't playing well for Villa in parts, but he's gone obviously to Barcelona. He's absolutely smashing it. Not taking that away from him, but this is what I'm saying. Where I think you should always pick it off form, and not based off just because you like these players. That's why I've been a bit sceptical of what Tuchel's come in and done. When you looked at the first couple of games when he come in, he's like, I felt like he was picking players that he thought he knew quite well from. With a little bit of
what you call it, Mason Mount.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like,
piss me off, bro. Why is he in there?
But like Reece James, injured literally all the time, and he picked him and all that kind of stuff. I don't mind all that. I get that Reece James on his day when he's fit,
he's amazing. Yeah,
he's top class, 100%. But yeah,
that's a risk that you have to take, I guess. Yeah, you get
it. I was very sceptical, like I say, with the first few games. He's got a lot to prove, I think, in my eyes, especially over the next few months. But it's tough for an England manager when you come in because you don't get to train with these players on a training pitch day to day. You don't you get a week here, a week there. You might get to ring up the players every now and again, but you don't get to put your stamp in on a week to week basis like the club managers. You don't get that.
You get to go and travel and watch the games. You get free you get good seats to watch them.
Yeah, but he's going looking and going, oh, that player's playing well. But I think you don't even need to watch most of the games to know who's playing well. But it's more the fact that if he's got a style of play that he wants England to play, how does he get the time to implement that if there's only international breaks that last, 10 days?
Nah, I heard that.
How's he? Yeah, it's tough. But like I say, we've kind of gone off track a little bit.
Gone way off
track with that. Talking about England when no one cares about England.
Yeah,
until it's actually a major tournament, and then everyone's.
It doesn't matter.
It's coming home and all that. No, we're not.
But you know what? Yeah. Now that we're talking about something that doesn't matter, I want to speak to you about something that does matter to me.
Okay.
I want to pose this question for you because you know how my opinions are.
Okay.
Ruben Amorim.
I knew this was going to come. And the reason why I knew this was going to come is I've been thinking about this ever since Saturday's game. I've been thinking about this, and the reason I've been thinking about it is because I thought I know I'm going to get pressed on an Amorim question.
You are going to get pressed
sooner rather than later. So, spit your question at me.
Okay, no problem. The formation first. I'll start there.
Okay.
Is it the right formation for United?
Is it the right formation for United?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to say it's not.
Okay. Just that's perfect. Just stay right there. Stay right there. Is Ruben Amorim, is he stubborn?
He's a very stubborn man.
Okay, stay right there. Stay right there.
I'm here.
Shall he still be United's manager?
I'm still backing the manager.
Oh, that's crazy, Mason. That's crazy. You know he lost 3-1 against Brentford.
I know, but you've got to hear me out, right? So, go back to your first question. Is that formation the right formation for us? I don't believe it is. But I don't know if... I keep going back and forth and saying, no, is it the players, is it the formation, is it this, is it that? It's tough to kind of...
Gauge it
because I know wherever he's gone, he's won. So
we can't do
no,
that.
listen, listen.
Wherever he's gone, he's won.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
He's never come to the Premier League and won.
And listen to what I'm saying. That's why I think he's stubborn, because he knows what he's done in the past. It works.
Yeah.
It's about getting the players to believe that works. That makes sense.
But even with that being said, did you watch the game?
I watched the game. I did watch the game. I watched the game very, very intensely, and I'll tell you why I was pissed off and why I was annoyed.
Harry Maguire's lost the yard.
Not a yard. He lost a mile. He is nowhere near. I can see why you played Maguire in that game, because of the threat of the long throw-ins. That's what Brentford are really good at, is the long throw-ins into the box. What I don't understand is why the fuck Maguire is trying to play an offside trap when he's the last man, knowing that
he's not going to be able to recover.
No, because there's donkeys out there that can literally run faster than him. And even me and you sat here now would probably be able to recover better than I could run faster than what he did.
You know, he's rated like 35. You got a 35 pace.
And that's being generous.
35 pace.
That's generous.
FIFA.
Generous. It should be 25.
Like he's as fast as Mertesacker.
Right.
That's what I think. I don't think,
bro.
Okay, maybe I'm jumping. I don't think anybody's as slow as Mertesacker.
For Jesus, that was some pace back in FIFA. No, but he shouldn't be playing no offside trap when he's the last man.
Yeah,
but it's close to being in like, you know, it's just slack,
then again,
it's slack defending him.
But then it's why we still got him. Why didn't we not cash in on him when we had the chance?
I don't know. I don't understand why we're not playing Euro, because I thought that back three of Euro and De Ligt and Shaw has been very, very good. I know we've been conceding goals here and there, but that's been a very solid back three for us for a while.
Yeah,
I'll be excited to see when Lisandro Martinez comes back and how he's going to play, because I think he fits the Amorim system very, very, very well in the fact that he's very good on the ball. He's that kind of defender like Amorim likes, where he carries the ball into midfield and can and obviously spread the passes and do all that. My big issue now is, and the reason why it's tough for me to say if I want Amorim in the job or not, my stance has changed a lot since I know we've spoke at the start of the season when you was like, you give your predictions on Amorim, and I 100% get why that would be. My big thing at the minute is, obviously we've got a clause with Amorim. I'm not too sure if you know about that
12
clause.
million.
Yeah, have you heard about that? Where if we sack him if we get rid of him before his first year, his 12 months is done, we've got to pay him 12 million. If we get rid of him after that, it's like 4 million.
Yeah. We're going to wait until the year's done, yeah.
Not the year, but I think we hired him in November. That'll be kind of the
and that's where I said he's probably going to go.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Because the way I see it with Amorim, I just feel like, I feel bad for him. It's not even that I feel like he's a bad manager. I feel like he's coming to a bad system. He's coming to a team where it's just never going to be his team. There's too many pieces to fix.
No, I get that, but
way too many fixes.
But then going forward, when we hire or we look at all these new managers, it's going to be the same thing every single time.
It's not, because I feel like if we get another manager in, it's looking like Gareth Southgate. Maybe it's going to be the next one.
God,
just body rolling your eyes.
No, but what I'm saying is that I just think you bring in a new manager. What changes?
Yeah, but that's the thing. I feel like a new manager will spark a new. Cause I feel like
no, but
I feel like we'll lose. I feel like he's losing the team. I feel like he's slowly losing the team.
No, 100%, because
we don't just want to take pens no more. Look how he's taking his pens.
No, I get it.
Like we're losing 3-1 against Brentford. Yeah. Brentford, they're struggling to survive. They don't. I think Brentford are going down. Look,
I thought Brentford are going down. Brentford has always been our bogey team. I'm not taking that away from what's happened or whatever else. Brentford has always been our bogey team. But they got a good result against Chelsea. They're not a terrible team, but if we want to start doing well again in this league, they're the games that we should be winning. Mm-hmm. And I agree with that. All my point is like, if we go and bring in a new manager now, what's really going to... I'm trying to think of what's going to change. What's going to happen in this team that's going to spark life into... Yeah. Not just them, but into us as fans to be like... I just feel like every time we get a new manager, it's the same thing. And I'm starting to think like, Is it because obviously we've got our expectations too high? 100%, I do think that. I feel like
Yeah, but
I think
we have the right to have that expectation.
no, 100%, because I feel like
we had years of just disappointment since 2013.
no, I get it. And as I'm saying, you see it all the time. So it happened with a lot of teams. So when we had our big come up years and whatever else, Liverpool were shit or they were crap, blah blah blah. Then as we've started to tail off, they've got back to where they obviously they think they belong. Which I think in hindsight, you look at what they've done, and you probably deserve to be there.
Of course.
But my big thing is, what manager do you look at out there now that's going to come in and fix that team? And please don't insult my intelligence and tell me Southgate is the man for that.
Maybe not Southgate. Maybe.
Do you know what's mad? I'm not saying insult my intelligence in a bad way. I feel like if Southgate was to come in and take over, I feel like he could be one of the managers that would get
the best out of players for a certain amount of time.
Maybe that. Maybe also I feel like he would get the results that I think that we need, but it might not be the prettiest of football games to watch, but we might do well, like we've watched in the past with England. He's been able to come into, like I say, like when you look at the England setups, he's been able to come in to an England setup.
Get the young guys in.
Because when you look at the England setup, you're managing all the big personalities, all the big egos from all other teams, because they all think they're the best players. You've got all them into one dressing room, one team.
Yeah.
And he's been able to do stuff with that and take us to
of course, take us to finals,
us to European finals and whatever, and do well in World Cups and all
England,
that.
probably modern England fans, like probably the best days.
100%. Yeah, because we won't believe him before that, because we've come through the eras of the
Wayne Rooney's.
I'm quoting like the golden generation, like where been left disappointed a lot of the time.
Actually, he didn't even make it into the Euros at one point.
Yeah, I think that was under was that.
Was it McLaren?
McLaren, it was. Didn't make it into. And the Euros are the easiest thing for us to get in, because you're playing all these teams that are like part-timers. That's what I mean. It's madness.
Sorry.
But my big thing with the Amorim thing is it's tough, because I like Amorim. I feel like his system does it does work. I just don't feel like with United it's the team, and I don't think he's got all the pieces that he needs for that to do well, because what I'm hearing a lot of is when I speak to a lot of other United fans, and I'm having the same conversations, because like I do, or you do the same thing, you want to gauge other people's opinions,
of course,
what they think. A lot of them going, oh yeah, I'd love to take the Palace manager, Glasner here.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on him?
I think he's a good manager.
Would you take him?
I wouldn't take him.
Why not?
Because I don't know. It leaves Palace in a shit situation. It leaves Gory in a shit situation.
No, forget all that.
Oh, go on then.
Would you take him? Yes or no? Forget all that. Would you take him?
No, I wouldn't take him.
Forget all the players. Would you take him based on what he's done in the Premier League so far? Would you take him?
No, I wouldn't take him.
Why not? Give me a reason that's not player related.
That's not what, sorry?
Give me a reason that's not the kind of that player stuff you were talking about. Like, give me a reason why you don't want him apart from that.
I don't think I've known him to deal with personalities that much. I don't know his background that much.
He's a serial winner. So before he came to Palace, he won. I'm gonna just double check this, but he won.
He won some things,
cups and trophies. I'm pretty sure.
He won an FA Cup with Palace, innit?
No, but he won stuff in Bundesliga or whatever leagues.
Is it? So why wouldn't we? So okay, that changed my mind a little bit. I would have him.
Would have him.
Yeah. I'd probably have Graham Potter at this point.
What's that?
Probably have Graham Potter.
No, but he's just been sat from West. Let's stop. Let's stop all this before.
You know, okay, if you
before I start getting like, I was like mad at a minute. Like, if we're talking Graham Potter, I swear to God.
If you were to ask me a manager to get in to turn Manchester United around, get some bad boys in there, I wouldn't mind bringing in trying to poach in Antonio Conte.
Okay, someone a bit like
someone that's gonna come in, take no shit, and just
he's not. But the thing is, he's not going to leave Napoli to come.
Of course not. No. But I think we only need him for 2 years to implement his plan. He came to Chelsea, he won the Premier League first year, and that was taking over from a Chelsea side that finished 10th, 11th.
Yeah, I'll get that.
Mourinho the year before.
Yeah,
and if Antonio Conte was to come in now, especially us, we got to know, because this is the thing that was key about Chelsea winning the Premier League that year as well.
Yeah.
they're in the position that we're in, where we've not got Champions League, we've not got Europa Conference, we've not got nothing that's distracting us. We're already out of the...
but the maddest thing is that should be helping us, because he's got weeks between his preparation.
And that's the thing. And
that should be helping us massively. We should be benefiting loads more from that, and we're not.
And that's the thing. So that's why I'm saying, like, Conte was able to benefit of not being in the European Cup.
Yeah.
And just went on he won the FA Cup and the Premier League, or was it just the Premier League? Wait, so he won the Premier League, and then won the FA Cup the next season. Doesn't matter. He still won 2 cups before he left. He only done there 2
of course,
years.
yeah.
But he won the Premier League.
That's like the same thing like when we had Mourinho. I feel like the expectations for United managers has just become so low, where we've had our Fergie years, then as that's kind of like, like fizzled down a little bit, you kind of were expecting all this great stuff, because everyone thinks, oh, Man United, we should be winning all these things, and I get that expectation behind it, but what you've got to look at is why aren't we doing all these big things anymore? And I think the expectation's too high. So when these managers come in, they're expected to be instantly great, and you're going to turn it all around. It's never the case, because what we've got to realise is we're not that club right now.
Yeah, but we
I'm not saying we can't be, but what I'm saying is, you understand what I'm saying, the logic. We've gone from Ferguson, so obviously that's why I think Moyes fell, because if you look how good of a manager Moyes is, again, you look at it, but didn't get enough time, because everyone expects to be, you're taking over
a Premier League winning side team.
But when you look back at that team,
it was a bad team.
It was a bad team. What Ferguson left, it was atrocious. There was no future. There was no nothing. There's a lot of aging players, a lot of players that probably should have retired a long time ago. He got left with a really shit squad, and I think Moyes got really done over by the team that he got left by Fergie. And then from there, what was it after
Moyes?
After Moyes, Van Gaal won us.
You won us the Europe, not Europe, but FA Cup.
FA Cup again, won something.
He
still wasn't good enough. Got sacked. Then we brought in, was it Mourinho after that? Mourinho after that. Won us the Europa League and
won us Europa League, Community Shield.
No, but these are things that
Europa, Community Shield, and Carabao.
Yeah, and I'm looking at these things as we go down the years. We're very, very, very lucky to be winning what we've won over the years with the teams that we got left, because the expectation's just so high now from United fans that winning them things
don't mean nothing.
Doesn't mean fuck all, because if you start losing a little bit here and there, that's not good enough. Yeah. And you're out. And I feel like we've been treated so well with what we've had in the past that we're kind of expecting that. And I get why we're expecting that, because we see ourselves as the biggest club in the world, and I'm fully behind that. But what we've got to start to do is start accepting the reality of we're just not as good as these teams anymore. So us getting so like against all these new people that come in, I get why, because we want instant change. Like we obviously, you look at the recent ones with the Ten Hag stuff, you look at his win percentage, it's like 52%, 53%. Why are we looking to get rid of managers that have got that sort of win rate? I know kind of when you look at his last year or so from when he started, it did kind of fizzle off a little bit, but then I don't think we really invested in his team that much compared to what we've done now.
But look at Ten Hag now.
No, I know, but that with the Leverkusen thing, I think is absolutely wild to me. Why they didn't. I get that, but what you got to realise is the guy, even with us, we won an FA Cup and we won this, and then we're looking at these things as if like
it's nothing.
No, we're not looking at it as if it's nothing. We're looking at it. We're looking at it as if we're still the same team as what Fergie left us, like this serial winning team. Yeah. And what we've not accepted over the years is we're not that team anymore.
Yeah. But that's the thing, but we want to be that team.
I know we want to be that team. What I'm saying is,
but we're getting put in these conversations with teams that are serial winners because of our name, and it's hard to hold your own weight when you're put in that conversation. We're putting conversations with City. We're putting the conversation of being a top 6 team.
No, of course.
And it's like, okay, cool. Are we really a top 6 team? Or we're just top 6 team because what we've done with Fergie?
We're only claim us as a top 6 team at the minute, and over the last few years, it's because of what we've won, not what we're doing now. Because if you look at what let's say you take away everything that we've done from 2020 and before, and you look at everything we've done since then, we're a mid-table team.
Yeah.
At best. And
But yo, like if you were to tell me when I was 5 years old that in your adult years, Man United would be a mid-table team, I'd say
you would never believe it. I would never have believed it when I was watching. Like I said, I've watched United. I've been to plenty of United games. I've had a season ticket for however long. I've watched us go from that winning all these big and unfortunately when I looked at a lot of the teams, when now you go back and you look at all these results, when you watch Fergie and what he done and why he was such an extraordinary manager and what he done is because you'd look at the sides that he would field against these big teams and be like, that team shouldn't be beating like the likes of whatever. I remember that team when we beat Arsenal with 8-2, and I remember the team he fielded. It had
terrible team.
It had like 8 defenders in it. I'm like, that ain't gonna win. But Fergie had that thing about him where he was able to get that extra 20-30% out of players that most managers wouldn't. But again, when you look at Fergie's tenure when he started, it was terrible.
Yeah, but you're talking about Fergie's tenure when he started. This is back in the 80s, though.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. Whereas compared to now, you don't get anywhere near that kind of level of
time
to be able to do what you need to do, and that's where I feel like we're going to not let Amorim down. Unfortunately, football.
We have let him down. He's come in. Yeah, basically, he's come in. Yeah, he's had 33 games.
Yeah,
he's had 17 defeats.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like 17 defeats.
No, just
9 wins and 7 draws.
The next thing I was going to say is it's all based on results, and if you look at his stats, he's down there with one of the worst win percentage managers that we've ever had.
And that's the
and
thing.
Unfortunately,
and I think if I'm in Ruben Amorim's corner, I think he cuts his losses early. Because then again, bro, I'm watching him on the sideline, bro. His body language is terrible.
Yep.
His hands in his head.
Yep.
He's leaning back, feet up in the air. He doesn't, bro. Like it looks like sometimes he doesn't even want to be. It's like he doesn't want to be there. Oh, well, he doesn't want to be there, but he's like, you guys don't. He's looking at them like you guys just don't listen.
Yeah.
Like, what am I actually watching here? Like, what more can I do? And I don't want him to be here where he's got that situation with Solskjaer where the team is just like, all right, whatever, we're going to do what we do, and just lose the dressing room. And I don't think he deserves that as a young up and coming manager. You can still do what he's doing. Like,
he definitely doesn't deserve that, which is why I was like kind of behind him, and like what he done, obviously during the off season and getting rid of a lot of players that he didn't deem fit enough to be part of his system. And I thought, do you know what? He did kind of instill a bit of confidence, especially with like supporters. I'm definitely not the only one who thought this, but like when you look at him getting rid of like he didn't want to be there, but we knew that the players that he was getting rid of were the ones that were definitely bad attitudes, 100%. So you got Nacho's and your Rashford. No matter how good they're doing now away from the club, it was always going to be they're going to do better because they're going to do it to either prove a point, or whatever they said. But the one I did feel a bit harsh one was the Højlund one, because I've said to you, obviously off air and stuff, I've said to you, I'd never really wanted Højlund to go because he's never been the one that I thought was ever an issue.
You see him actually try.
And even when he knew that his name in the papers and what I remember said about he was always one that's kind of, even though he knew what was being said about him, like he wasn't in the plans. He was still, I want to fight for my place. I want to be here. And they're the kind of players that you should want in your club. The ones that are there to fight for the badge.
I think that's what we appreciate more. If you're ready to come here and fight for the name, fight for the badge, we appreciate you more. But then if you're just here like Casemiro, I know Casemiro's only here because he's on that wage. That's why he's not leaving.
But you say that, but it's mad because
it's based on FIFA, bro. He's not.
No, it annoys me.
We're not going to miss him. I
think that's where we have kind of fucked up a little bit in the transfer market, where we should have definitely 100% signed a midfielder because if
they can't do it, the midfield cannot do it. We cannot continue like this.
I think that's part of it. Part of his formation issue is playing Fernandes in midfield. He shouldn't be in that midfield too. It should have been someone else there. Casemiro hasn't got the legs, but he's got the experience to be able to do a job. That's why he plays him and he scores goals
and gets sent off.
What I don't get at this point is you've not let Kobe Mainoo go on loan. I understand why, because No, I understand why not let him go, because we can't get anyone in by the time we knew that he wanted to kind of go out on loan. We couldn't get anyone in on time, which is absolutely fine. Why are you not playing him in the midfield too?
He knows he deserves his spot.
No, I don't think Fernandes should be playing there. If it was me, I know it sounds mad, but I'm probably not speaking out of line here with a lot of United fans, where I'd probably say, you know, Fernandes, you can, you're going to sit on the bench. What I would do is I'd play the usual formation. I'd stick the new keeper in there. It's what I do against Sunderland. I'd stick the new keeper in there. Your back three, I think it's got to be Yoro, it's got to be Delict, it's got to be Shaw.
Yeah.
I think you play your back two. I don't think Mazraoui's out, so you've got to play Dallo. You play Dorgo on the left.
Ahmad, is he injured as well?
He's had a family bereavement, so I'm not sure who's going to be back. Oh, the family, but I think so. Yeah, so that's why he wasn't there again at Brentford. So he's had a family bereavement, which is unfortunate. If he's there, 100%. Then midfield two, I'd play Mainu, and obviously Casemiro if he's not still suspended.
He probably is, man.
But you would though, or if not, you play Agate. I know everyone hates Agate, but Agate comes in and does a job because he chases the ball down and he runs about. And you need the Mainu, I think, there. But and then obviously your front three, I think you've still got to go out there and play. You just got to be. It's got to be Cunha. It's got to be Mbumo, and it's got to be Sesko. I wouldn't even play Fernandes.
Yeah,
and that might sound outlines a little bit, but I wouldn't do it because
that's an outlandish statement. That that is very outlandish.
It is, but at this point, like I said, I was one of them where I feel like
I thought we should cash in on him.
I feel like we should definitely have cashed in.
When Saudi came, we should just cashed in on him and did something.
But I also understand why he was kept, because he's got a lot of experience, and I get that.
Yeah, he's got a lot of experience, and the stats prove it where he has saved us for the last 3-4 years that he's been here.
No, 100%. But the thing is, he
saved us a lot.
For me, he can't influence the game in a midfield too if he's chasing the ball down. He needs to be.
He needs to be able to be creative.
Yeah. He needs to be either in that front three, but then who do you drop? Do you drop a Cunha or a Mbumo? I don't think you do. That's where I think that's where Amorim is a little bit. Suffocated with what he can do, because out of them four, let's say you've got your front four or your front three, and then you got Fernandes. Who do you drop out of them? That doesn't get you into like a little bit of trouble.
Because the thing about Fernandes as well, I feel like he's not given the leeway to be creative.
That's what I'm saying, because he's playing that midfield too, where he's not able to do that. He can't influence the game there. But if you played him off one of them wings where Mbumo and Cunha's playing, it'd be perfect. But then who do you drop for him? But then also, it's one of them where I feel like if he played in one of them, Fernandes is the perfect person to be able to give, in my eyes, be able to give Sesko the
service he needs.
The service he needs, and that's it. And
I feel bad for Sesko as well. I feel like he's come to a bad team.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a good player, and he will get to where he needs to get to.
Yeah.
I just don't think he'll be at United. I think I think he will leave soon. I don't see him being a long term.
No, I think he'll stay. I think he'll stay. I think a lot of things is
it depends what happened in January then, because
I think we've signed a lot of players that we knew it wasn't going to be short term. So we've not signed a lot of players to come in and go, right. Like, you know,
I think he'd want to leave himself. I think you can kind of see. I think he's going to get frustrated because he's not getting the service he needs. Yeah. He scored his first goal. Basically, he had to kind of get it himself. Yeah. He had to kind of get out of the mud. Yeah. I just don't think and we've not got a creative player in our team.
It's annoying because, like I said, it is very annoying because if you do slightly change the formation, you play your back four and you have your midfield two sitting, which could be your say your Casemiros and your Agates, whatever it is. And if you've got a front four, that's what fits our formation perfectly, because you could have Cunha on the left, you could have Mbumo on the right, you could have Fernandes in the middle and Sesko up front. And that's the formation that would fit us perfectly. It's a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3, but you'd have obviously two sitting midfielders and then one, it'd be Fernandes. And that's what would work perfectly for us. It's just his formation's just not fitting that at the minute. And that's what's costing us. But it's like when we've got obviously the new keeper that we've signed. I mean, we're not starting him, but I see why we're not starting him, because the games that we've had, you don't want to start someone. You don't want to start. I'm not confident. I get that.
Oh my! I feel like if we started them games, he would have just lacked the confidence. But Bayinda is,
bro.
We need to. There's a lot of things we need changing.
No, but I get why we've not started the new keeper, and I understand, get that. I think it was me in obviously the window just gone now.
Yeah,
I'd have signed both them keepers. I'd have signed Martinez and I'd have signed.
Oh,
Lamens.
they should have got that Martinez deal over.
The reason why I'd have signed both because it wasn't costing us much money. And what I'd done was just said to Bayern, like, you know, obviously, like the same thing that we did with Onana. We shipped Onana off to Turkey.
Fast.
Bayern is Turkish. We could have just shipped off back to Turkey.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's a bad goalkeeper, but if you've got a chance to sign like the goalkeepers that we did, where we had Martinez and then Lamens, because you know Lamens is going to be one for the future. But you know Martinez is that
What's his name? Lemons or Sevens?
Lemons. But you know, the thing is, you know, when Martinez comes in, he's going to be that big personality, that big confidence.
He'll be a big confidence boost to the defence.
Yeah, big confidence boost to the defence because they're looking, going, we've got someone in the fucking sticks there that he's good enough, and he'll come out and he'll command his area, and do you know what I mean? That's what you want. There's just no confidence with the keepers that we've had.
Nah. Since De Gea has left, I don't think I've had any confidence in anybody. I told you, but I don't trust black goalkeepers, bro. And that's where we went wrong. You signed a black goalkeeper.
Yeah, no, I understand. I get that.
It's tough, man. It is tough, man. But
I don't know if I'm allowed to agree with you or not on that. But
nah, but ultimately, before we end now, where we saying for Ruben, how long he's got left? I'm gonna say December. I think he's gone December.
It's tough, man, because I think after obviously that, what I watched against Brentford and stuff, and obviously I know I was big in on Amorim and you know what he can do and stuff. I still feel like he can still be good for us. I just don't feel like he's going to have the time because we need the results. So the results we've got to have the results to keep us ticking over.
Of course.
And I don't think we're going to be getting them from what I've watched, because the big thing from what I watched over the weekend, well, especially against Brentford, is when we went down and we were chasing the game, he started like changing all the formation, like it was some sort of like madman. You know, what kind of what he was doing. So we had, what is it? So when these players came on, we had like, I think by the end of the game we had Mason Mount playing left wing back, and then we had. It just felt like it was just very chaotic.
He was trying something, anything.
It felt to me like
throwing shit at the wall.
It basically felt to me like when it got to the end of the game, he just thought, all right, we're behind the goal here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put all the attackers on in some sort of formation, and hope that they're going to score a goal. It's not worked because you've got to keep to your basics. I think if you keep to your basics and your shape and what you're doing, you're probably more likely to get the chances rather than you changed it all. Yeah. And it didn't really work, and that's what I didn't really get, to be honest with you. And that's where I'm kind of losing my little bit of my patience with it, because
you know what makes me sad, it's the fact that this weekend we're playing home to Sunderland, and I know Sunderland, the team that's got promoted, they're gonna come Old Trafford thinking, we can get a point from here.
Yeah, 100%, because that's what every single team does.
That's not how it's supposed to be.
Old Trafford used to be a place where everyone used to fear.
Going.
Do you used to come in, like, I think it was, I think I seen on a podcast or a video somewhere where I'm pretty sure it was like Keane or Scholes were saying basically United used to have teams be in the tunnel before they used to go out.
Of course,
back in the day, because teams used to go there thinking, oh fuck me, we're gonna we're gonna get a bit like 3-0 here, 4-0, 5-0, whatever else. Now that's not the case. Teams go there. No, they got a fucking right chance of getting the result. And I just don't know what happens, because I feel like it's all good now, like we're winning these odd games here and there, and it's kind of papering over the cracks a little bit. But it's just I don't know how we keep progressing this way until we start seeing, because I don't know if you've been looking at all like the stats and stuff for United or whatever, and how we look on paper. On paper, we look good. As in, like what we're doing compared to last year, like chances in like opposition boxes and and shots and this and that. But end of the day is doesn't mean fuck all unless you're putting the ball in the back of the net
and actually getting results from it as well. I mean,
and that's our issue. We're not getting the results.
And I'm looking at it now. The way I see it, my point of view now is, I think we can't do nothing, because after Sunderland we got Liverpool.
Yeah.
And even before that, I think we got like 2 weeks off as well. The international
break.
Yeah. We got like 2 weeks off before Liverpool as well. So the way I see it is, if Amorim loses this weekend,
pretty sure we've got Sunderland.
Sunderland
pretty sure we've got Brighton.
No, it's Liverpool then Brighton.
Is it?
Liverpool then Brighton. I think if we can get 3 points from Sunderland, not 1 point, we need all 3 points from Sunderland.
Yeah.
I think if we don't get 3 points from Sunderland, it's going to cause a bit of. He's going to be in a bit of hot water, because then in that week or two that there's an international break, I don't think he'll be back for that Liverpool game. So I think the Sunderland game rides a lot on him, because we're not going to beat Liverpool.
I don't.
And they're not going to sack him.
I don't think he's bothered about walking, because I think like he's passionate about what he does.
Yeah.
I don't think he's asked about walking, because what he's always said is like, say, if he feels like it's not working, like I think you've seen little snippets of it when we got beat off the Grimsby and stuff, where he's like, if the the players spoke loudly for me, so it's basically if the players aren't going to play my system, there's no point me being here.
Yeah,
that's exactly what he said, because he can do all he wants on the training ground and tell them all this, and obviously the stuff that we don't see, but he could be drilling them and doing all this, but he could want them to go into the football pitch and do something completely different. It's like, when if you work in a business kind of environment, like I said, like obviously we've done, like me and you in the past, where you've worked with me and stuff, and the bar industry side of things, and you know how hard it is. Then I say to like we've got to do all this to kind of like hit these like certain bits to service where you got to know like your cocktail specs, or you've got to do this. And it's the same kind of stuff. If you're not taking that and learning that and not putting it into effect, then the business side, when it comes to business rather than football side of things, doesn't run as well as it should do. And I think it's the same on the football pitch. If you don't do the fundamentals right of someone's system, when they're telling you you have to do this for it to work, you don't do that, it's not going to work. And this is why I'm going to swing back round to the Glasner thing just real quick. Is the reason I've asked the question of why I said, would you take Glasner? And the reason why I was saying that before is because look at what Palace are doing now and how good they are. You say they're a really good team, yeah?
Yeah, they really are.
What formation do they play?
They don't play the same formation.
Exactly the same formation as we do.
Actually,
exactly the same formation as we do. It's a 3-4-3, exactly the same. And this is why. That's why I was saying to you before, it wasn't a trap, but it was a little bit, because I was like, I speak to a lot of people. Like, I was one of them. Like, I'd love Glasner. I was looking at it going, right, Glasner would be good, but why would Glasner be good? Right, so let's look at what they do at Palace. They play the same formation.
Yeah.
Why is their formation, what they do, working? And ours isn't.
It's got better pieces.
They haven't. If you look at their team, it's pretty much the same team, or not the same team, but a similar team to what the previous manager had.
Yeah,
but a different system, very different system. But when you look at it now, it's like we've got better. You'd say on paper we've got better players than what they've got.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
On paper,
no, we don't.
Of course we do.
No, we don't.
Of course we do.
Guehi walks into United.
What's that?
Guehi walks into.
I'm not saying not every single position, but I'm saying.
I don't want him walks into a United
midfield. I wanted to go and sign him in the summer, 100%. Yeah, but what I'm saying is a lot like I said. Like
Mateta walks into. I think Mateta's better than Sesko.
On a Premier League basis, yeah, I'd agree, yeah, 100%. But I think overall with the quality and the what he can do, Sesko, you'd say on paper.
Okay, what's a striker's role? Score goals, right?
It is.
Who scores goals?
Mateta does.
There you go, bro.
Yeah, but I don't see much of Sesko. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm definitely not. But like I say, if you look on, like I say, the paper for them teams is, if you look overall at our team, let's say 80%, just to kind of 80% of our team is better than theirs. Okay, why is that system working and ours is not? What's going on?
They have less pressure.
100%, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I was talking before about the pressure United and how it all works and how we've gone over the years, and that's why I'm saying it. But their system's exactly the same as what we play. So why is that system working for them but not working for us? That makes sense.
Yeah, I get it.
Is it a manager thing? I don't know, because that system that Amorim's played works for him for Sporting. He'd done well and not bad about all this. And it's what's baffling me, because I'm at a loss now where the big thing for me now is if we were to go and sack him, let's say tomorrow, who do you bring in?
But what they're saying, there's a lot of talks.
Who would you bring in? Give me an answer, because this is what I'm also, because we're all like big on
sack him.
Yeah, we're all big on all this, but what's your solution to it?
I mean,
tell me what it is.
So far is probably Michael Carrick as interim.
Fucking hell.
Michael Carrick's still good at Middlesbrough.
Oh, but he's not, because for me, being good at Middlesbrough is you you've got them promoted or you've got them into the playoffs or you've done
Okay,
this. That's not
he's
good
not
enough.
done that. Okay,
That's
okay,
not good enough for me. That no, it's not good.
Southgate, we have to be Southgate. Southgate's more open to come and.
I get that, but even that's mad. I don't know.
I think that's a mad move to get Southgate in.
It's a mad move. I'm not really against it, but it's mad because the fact that we're Man United. I'm not saying Southgate's terrible, but yeah,
I feel like we got a better pulling power than that.
you'd think so. But like I said, we've had the pulling power all this time, and we've not actually. We can't seem to get it right. I'm at a loss. I've heard.
I don't know why we can't get it right.
I've heard stories of it being Xavi. Would you take Xavi?
He won't come. He won't come. I think it'll be too difficult for him.
That's what I've heard. Zidane's always been floated with United. I don't think he'll ever come.
That guy, boy, he just talks, man.
Always been floated, but I don't really get it. I just don't see what person we bring in. I'm not saying that because I can't see who we should bring in, that Amorim should stay. I'm not saying it now. My stance has changed a lot since what I watched on Saturday.
Yeah,
and I'm leaning more towards what you were saying at the start of the year. I didn't want to have to do that because I'm one of the people that will always back
the manager.
I'll always back the manager. I will do, but unfortunately, results matter.
I'm not saying he should leave because he's shit. I don't think he's shit.
I don't think he's shit because I think if he goes to any other club and plays that system, it works.
But that's the thing. I think he can go to Crystal Palace and he'll be smashing it.
Yep.
But I just think right now at this United team, at this United stage, with the pressure that follows every single week, you know what I mean? I think maybe he should just walk himself. I think it's probably best for him to walk. If not, I
think he'll walk before he gets sacked. 100%.
Yeah, but this weekend's a big weekend for him then, because I think this. I think we might lose just how Sunderland are playing because they're third in the league now. I think that's it.
I think I'm behind you. If we lose to Sunderland.
I think this might be his last weekend.
I think because that'll be the last game before the international break.
Yeah, I think he won't be back for Liverpool.
I think he has to take himself away from the club. And I hate that because I want to back the manager and I'm always for backing the manager and I always see it out until the end. But I'm just kind of now at this point where because of what we watched last year, what we watched this year, and because we've got no European football and we've got so much time in between games week by week, and he's got so much time on the training pitch to be spending with his team. I mean, like week in week out, without the instructions of the European football, and because we're out of the Carabao Cup, we should be seeing a lot better performances. If I'm honest, like
out of these cups as well already. We're already out of the Carabao Cup.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because of all that. We've not got a midweek game now till December or whatever it is, and that's what I'm saying. We should be, because of that, our preparation and what we're doing
a bit more fresh.
Not just fresh; it should just be fucking better than what we're fucking watching, and that's what I can't. That's what we're struggling to get behind at the minute. Because I was all for him when I watched the first game, and you know me, I backed him for that first game, going, "Oh, this looked class," and then. I know you wasn't. I know you wasn't fooled by it, but I was a little bit because I wanted to be that optimistic fan, going right. We've given him all this time. He's had the off season. We've had all this, and we've signed the we've got the players that he wanted and all this, and it's just been like,
back at the square one now.
I don't think I want to reiterate this. I don't think we're anywhere near getting relegated, but.
If we're not careful, we might.
I'm not saying that'd be the case, but
Everton somehow switched up as well. Now they're good.
What I'm saying, look what we've got. Moyes is there as the manager. I'm not saying that's a bit, but it is in a weird way. I feel like because of I touched on before, how we were just so quick to turn on someone because they weren't delivering us instant success and Premier Leagues and trophies. We just turned it on and go, "You're not good enough." It's tough. But we're here. We're gonna keep the
faith alive.
Keep the faith. We're gonna keep talking about United. I know everyone loves it because they love hearing our meltdowns on it and all that.
Meltdown.
And it's rough for us because we hate coming in and wanting to talk about United because we don't want it to feel like I don't think it's that. I think it's more the fact that I don't think we've obviously spoken about this. We don't want it to be like it's not a United. It's not a United podcast. It's not that. It's nowhere near that. We want it to be a football podcast, but we know that a lot of the woes and what everyone loves to hear about is
United's woes.
United and United fans meltdowns like ours about our team, and I think that's where we are. You know, we're frustrated. We want to talk about it, and then I know everyone loves that, but yeah.
Well, we need to wrap up. It's got to get late now.
It is, yeah.
So we need to go sleep.
Yeah.
But I'll tell people where they can find us, base.
So we are on all your social media platforms. So you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, MySpace, Bebo, MSN, Habbo Hotel.
Habbo Hotel. That's a new one. That is a new one.
All of it. You can find us everywhere. All we want is, like I say, just like, you know, people just to kind of, you know, give us a listen.
Give us a listen.
Share with your friends. Give us a shot. We're just two.
Or just talk about your opinions, man. I like talking about opinions.
We're just two everyday regulars, just trying to, you know, trying to make it in the world of whatever this is. But we just want to be like as real as we are. So when we come on the air, there's no scripts for us. There's no this, there's no that. We just come on and we just start talking about topics as you would every day with your friends, and that's how we want to be. Of course. Yeah,
and we're not going anywhere anytime soon. So make sure you keep it locked in. Not fit for sports. Yeah, boom.
Peace
out.